Welcome to the most recent event in our executive forum. ThoughtWorks Live is part of a wider series of executive events designed for deeper learning and understanding, such as Paradigm Shift, a futurist event that focuses our minds and our understanding on the threats and opportunities ahead. Banking Redefined, a series of events that look into the changes required to optimize and to be competitive. And of course, this morning, ThoughtWorks Live, an event designed to deep dive into business-relevant topics, with client case studies and industry experts giving advice and insight. This morning, we'll hear from Gerd Leonard, a futurist who'll be provocatively teasing us with the future and pose questions that will make us all consider our roles in the future. And John Ruddo, Senior Executive from Shop Direct, will share insights into the journey that they have been on, transforming from a heritage catalogue organisation into one of the largest fashion retailers in the UK. In giving us an overview and sharing the key elements of success with us, ThoughtWorks Head of Advisory Gary O'Brien is here and will tell us what to do and, importantly, what not to do, and also how to get started to become a responsive organisation. For these reasons, it's important for organisations to consider why there is a need to change in the first place. Change for change's sake can result in millions of pounds lost, confusion amongst employees, and a culture that is more in disarray than ever before the change was initiated. But let's consider mindset of your organisation. And for someone who is in retail for 30 years, I still will never understand why advertising is an investment and customer service is a cost. Companies who spend millions trying to reach people, yet it's made hard for customers to reach companies. Quite frequently, such things as contact details are increasingly difficult to find. Call centre staff are often incentivised to quickly finish a call and get on to the next customer. And at worst off, that resource is put into the hands of a chatbot. It is absolute lunacy, and it absolutely matters. Very recently, an executive vice president of a large financial services company, whom I won't name, told me over lunch. I paid, not him. We are slow in decision-making generally, but the decision to change is a big one, and it has required us to become consensus-driven. But we find it hard to make decisions when we're faced with uncertainty. We fear failure and keep on delaying decisions till we get hit in the head by our competitors, or worse yet, by newcomers. We need to transform, but we can't agree how to. I'm not looking for any nods in the audience, but I'm kind of anticipating that might ring true. At ThoughtWorks, we believe that it doesn't matter where the change program is initiated, whether it's through HR or marketing or technology or through the strategy function. What matters is that the entire organisation is culturally aligned to become a responsive organisation. For us, the only measure that really matters for such change initiatives to become a responsive organisation over the course of the transformation, and that is everybody's responsibility. Agility is a mindset, a belief that each person can contribute equal value to a project. Ask yourself this: is your company seeking efficiency over effectiveness? Efficiency seeks to reduce costs. That's important. We're in business, we know that. But effectiveness seeks to increase value. The two are very different. This translates as increasing the revenue with clear ROI on your cost base. Earlier I said it was absolute lunacy that advertising was seen as an investment and customers were treated as a cost. To change a culture mindset, this absolutely matters. Customer centricity needs to be viewed as the investment, and attitudinal changes, this is the hard yards in the journey of transformation. Introducing change is hugely important, and transformation of large mature companies is not for the faint-hearted. We'll hear case studies of that today. Everyone keeps on asking, how will we know when we get there? How will we know when we've changed? But change is evolution and it's continuous. But before we hear the answers to that, let's first establish where you are in your organisation in readiness for change. Transformation is going to change everything about your organisation: how employees deliver work, how new people are hired, how funds flow through your organisation, and how new products and services are created, and how your customer thinks about doing business with you, or if indeed do they make that choice at all. On your tables, so this is for our guests only, thought workers can't participate, you should find one of these. Please make sure you have one of these. You'll find a yes and a no button. Please don't press it yet. Don't want the alarms going off. Just teasing. Please make sure you have one of these in your hands. So we're going to run through a series of just 6 quick questions. There's no data being collected. This is just a fun exercise for you to start getting an understanding of your own company's readiness for change, but also in the perspective of broader industry. In this room today is a representation of many, many different sectors, all will be at different levels of maturity. Some of you are new incumbents in startup organisations. It'll be interesting to see the difference. So I do require you all to vote. But first and foremost, just to actually make sure that this works, I've been reliably assured that it will. We're going to understand your appetite and propensity for Marmite. So let's see what your preference is. And there's no right or wrong answers. I won't judge you on this, I promise. Okay. Can you please, if you're in favour of Marmite, you'll press yes. If you're not in favour of Marmite, and you'll have to press no. Can you please vote now? I'm expecting. Please vote. Press your buttons. You can only vote once. There's no cheating. There's no corrupting the results here. So 9 people have voted so far. You need to make sure you've cast your vote. Some people are quite shy in the audience. Don't be shy. Honestly, I won't judge you on your preference for Marmite. Okay, so I think we've all understood how this is actually going to work. What we'll do now is we'll clear the results and I'll ask a series of 6 questions. I really would welcome your participation on this. You're only answering yes or no. As I say, no right and wrong answers, but it should start giving you an indication as we move forward. So the first question, this statement is true and reflective of your organisation. You'll vote yes. If it's not, you'll vote no. Your organisation focuses on transactional actions, short-termist decisions, making it strictly hierarchical based on siloed data and ad hoc ideas. Please vote now. Only press it once. I can hear people feverishly pressing. So what we're seeing here is more of a representation. We're getting more voting for yes. So this is determining there's more legacy organisations, more siloed organisations. Then we have organisations that feel that they weren't reflective of that. Still some people shy in not voting. We have tested all the buttons and they do all work. Thank you. I think we'll go on to the next question and we'll clear the results. We are a non-hierarchical organisation. That's really important. We use customer insight data to drive all decisions across all levels of the business. And we also use third-party and peripheral data to enhance our decision-making. This is a very, very proactive organisation. Please vote now. Oh. So illustrative of this one is that clearly not many people in the room are feeling that they are part of the new journey in the new world, and more feeling that they're sitting in the camp of being more hierarchical, which, as we know, slows down decision-making. So we've still got some people shy in the audience, but we did have more people vote on this occasion than previously. So thank you for that. Our third question, and this is more about your processes in your organisation, less about your decision-making engine. As an organisation, we focus mainly on cost savings and optimisation across our organisation. Innovation is slow to market and managed in a different area of the business. If that's representative, you'll press yes. If it's not representative, you'll press no. So it's fairly representative. Immediately, we've got 3 voting. You can hear people clicking. You can only click once. 2 votes doesn't count. Just as well, this is not the general election, seriously. So we have some people abstaining, but we are seeing, again, that that's not representative of many people. So thank you for that. We'll move on to the fourth question. See if this is more reflective of your organisation. We operate customer engagement-driven innovation. Our products and services are designed and launched within weeks. We're a highly responsive organisation. Speed and flexibility are key drivers of our organisation. Please vote now. So again, that's not feeling representative of the organisation. There's no rapidity, there's no continuous innovation, there's no continuous delivery. So you're getting the feel for this. You know, are you sitting in the laggards camp or are you sitting in the high innovators camp? Because there really are only 2, and it's the new world versus the old world. I mentioned it again, you can only press the button once. I'm hearing many clicks, but thank you. We'll move on to the final set of questions. And this is really about your technology that's driving and enabling your organisation. We operate old legacy systems. This limits our speed to launch new products and services. Our IT is not flexible. We lack agility and ability to change. We are limited also by lack of investment. Please vote now. That's interesting. That's coming in as 50-50, and I wonder if that's representative of the fact that we've got some mature organisations in the room today and some startups. So actually we do have two camps there, but it's interesting also the startups who are representative in the room weren't necessarily talking about an agile culture. And we do frequently see that we're working with startups that after 2 or 3 years, we go in and work with them, they've built legacy systems and their culture has changed and they've started to adopt the principles of old world and not new. You need to continue in the new world. So thank you for voting. And just the very final question. As an organisation, you are true innovators. You operate open networks and platforms that are highly scalable, important if you want to expand your business. We test and learn very quickly. We have reduced the cost of development and regularly launch new products and services. If that's representative, please vote. And if it's not, you'll be voting no. So again, I think the innovators in the room are coming through very strongly on that. And it's important that you recognise the attributes of your business. If you are one of the agile businesses, then you should be responding very positively to the second, fourth, and sixth question, and clearly the other ones were designed to identify you as more of a legacy organisation. So thank you for participating in that. Really do appreciate it this morning. And as we face up to reality and of the journey ahead, organisations that truly understand the motivations for change are capable of defining targeted success measures. This doesn't always mean that you're going to be looking at revenue and profit. And that's really hard for organisations that have been so accustomed to quarterly reporting, quarterly results, looking at revenue and continuously looking at profit. They are byproducts of an effective and efficient organisation, but won't be continuous and guaranteed over time unless you move to the new world. Your answers to the earlier interactive questions revealed that many of you are in the early stages of change, sitting firmly in automation category, seeking to move to optimization stage, and likely a new digital platform and target operating model within your sites. And that's okay, but it's not transformation. You need to be very clear of that. It will probably optimize your business for the next 3 to 5 years, but you're not building for the future. But you will see improvements. And some of you are seeking to move to be able to innovate, and that's important that you are future-proofing your organization. And you're experiencing some of the benefits from being a technology-enabled organization, but you are still anchored in a siloed organization and a structure that is slowing you down and change is becoming ever hard. But large organizations involved in transformation should not declare premature success unless they become adequately responsive, and only you will know if you're answering these questions. To move into a digital era, organizations need to be able to declare that they are non-hierarchical in their organization, that they have successfully removed their silos. And for anyone who's been in the industry for many years, that's really hard for us to actually break down silos in our organization. We spent 30-year careers building up to be in the C-suite, to have those conversations. And now the new world is telling you that all those trappings need to go and you need to be working on the shop floor or with your coders, actually building your new business. And that is a cultural change that we have to make. I say that because I think we're all fairly representative of our tenure in industry. Your organization must start measuring value over cost. And until you make that decision, it continues to be hard for you. And you are totally customer obsessed. Everything is designed to be outcome-driven, and your technology is designed and built to continuously innovate and deliver at speed. Responsive organizations have an operating model that is significantly different from the old world, one that we've been accustomed to for many decades, and they thrive in the face of uncertainty as lean, focused, continuous learning machines with a bias for action and a toleration for calculated risk. Amazon, LinkedIn, Netflix, and Uber, who we all aspire to be like, are examples of responsive organizations that are disrupting the way we see, play, buy, connect, entertain ourselves, communicate, travel, transport, code, you name it, they have transformed our world. So introducing change and transformation into a large, mature company is not for the faint-hearted. And as everyone involved comes to realize only too quickly, the company is not as agile as you thought it was. Old ways of working continue to get in the way of progress. Decisions keep changing, and suddenly everybody is an expert. And killing old habits and adopting new cultures is the hardest thing to do. I call this seeking unicorns and finding dinosaurs. But don't give up. Unicorns actually do exist, and dinosaurs eventually become extinct. But changing an organization is a little bit like doing a 180-degree turn for a cargo ship. It's slow, it's expensive, and results may not actually be seen and evident until you are fully committed. When you just do decide to change just one part of your organisation, you end up optimising locally while creating adverse effects to the balance of the business, even if you didn't intend to do so. That is a result of your actions. There is no such thing as changing just one part of a business. Usually, interconnectedness within an organisation means that everything changes as a result of transformation, or you end up with even more siloed business. I thank you this morning for listening and bearing with the big security to get into this building. I was only told about 10 minutes ago, actually, that this building is one of only 3 that is the highest building in the UK to ensure. It's obviously run and owned by Aon, and that's because it's such an iconic building. So we are in probably the most pivotal building in the whole of London. So thank you very much for bearing with the security to get in today. So thank you for listening and also for letting us test our IoT devices with you. I think it's a test of a highly responsive organisation that only 24 hours ago we had an idea that we would do some testing in the audience. Our team worked hard and during the evening to make sure that those devices were here. So my thanks to Tom and to Scott for doing that for me overnight. So hugely appreciated. I'm delighted to introduce our first speaker, Gerd Leonard. Gerd is a futurist, a keynote speaker, author and CEO of the Futures Agency, a unique organisation designed to help companies discover, understand and create their preferred future. He has flown in today from Zurich to be with us to talk about the 7 key future principles of digital transformation. Gerd, over to you. Thank you.